You're listening to the Microphonies, exclusively on Wildfire Radio.
Good evening. Hello, friends.
Hi.
Accomplices, colleagues. Welcome back to the Microphonies, live on wildfireradio.com. That's right.
Thanks for having me back. Neil.
Yeah, dude, you're always welcome back. Recurring guest, Jeff.
Hi, everybody.
Doing okay?
I'm all right.
All right. Greg?
Hey.
Oh, you an apology, buddy.
You sure do.
I told you I played video games with you last night and got a little too sauced at karaoke.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I didn't do it. I'm really sorry.
Sunday karaoke.
Yeah.
I won't forget this.
You don't lie to a gamer.
Yeah.
I know. I left the house and I was pumped and we were going to really dive in.
Wait, when did you promise this? At what hour?
It must have been...
Saturday at 11:30.
No, it was Sunday morning. It was definitely Sunday morning.
You also promised me that night, too.
I did. Did I really?
2 promises.
Wow.
Shattered.
Wow, what a shit friend.
Okay.
Don't worry, Greg. I'll hang out with you,
Hey.
and I did.
You know what? It was all for you. You know, we were going to build your character up, make
You know
him
what?
stronger.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. My
More like build Neil's actual character up and be a
Build
good
you
friend.
some character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all
discipline.
things. Yes. We will get into what you guys got into on Saturday in a bit, but
Hey, no.
Oh, perfect.
yeah, because that was something to walk in on.
Whoa.
Yeah, what a weird way to put it, Neil.
Thanks.
So they definitely got into something.
We sure did.
Got into a couple bottles of wine, but that's not important. That's not important. That's not important.
Not yet.
And what's important is that we have a guest here on the show.
Where?
Yes, look around.
Where could he be?
Can we give a warm
Listeners
welcome
at home?
for our dear friend Ian Foley?
Yay.
Say hi. Hello.
I'm the guest.
You're the guest.
That's
dude.
wild.
Welcome.
Did I pronounce that right?
Guest?
Yes?
Gooist.
Mike Guist,
Yes.
Ian Foley.
Yeah, there we are.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. I'm just hanging out. I just got off work, grabbed Taco Bell on my way home.
Is that Baja Blast?
No, it's a caramel apple
Yeah.
freeze
It's
thing.
too green
Okay.
to be Baja
It's very
Blast.
green.
I've never
Yeah.
seen
Can I
it.
get that?
Fluorescent.
It's a
On
brave
the,
man.
Yeah, I got to put that on the live feed.
There's real caramel in it
Oh, wow.
Wow.
in the
I don't
bottom.
believe you.
Yeah, it's really good.
Why not?
Really seasonal.
I could do without the plastic
Did you get it?
straw, but
Yeah. Think about the turtles, man.
Oh, Taco
they get
Bell.
stuck in whales' stomachs. Did you like it? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah,
I
what did...
love it. This is my 4th one of the season, I think.
Wow.
I didn't even know they existed until today.
We got a vet.
I didn't know until like a month ago.
So you've had 4 in a month?
Yeah,
Okay. Once
right.
one a week. That's pretty good.
right.
Not too bad.
pretty much.
What'd you
yeah.
get from Taco Bell? Are you okay talking about that?
I don't know. It's a little personal.
You don't want people to know your order, you know?
I get a number 10, which is the cheesy gordita crunch.
Good
Classic.
I get all of the beef replaced with chicken.
Whoa.
Okay.
Power move.
On all,
Yeah.
and it comes with 2 tacos, and I get them soft, and all of them have chicken and not beef.
Huh.
Gotta
I
respect.
love Mexican food.
I think we can all agree you gotta respect someone who orders by number.
Yeah.
Because that
Well, it just makes it easy.
it makes it easy for everybody involved. It's very methodical. Like you didn't even think.
I
that
feel like the-
that's like a routine.
I feel like
yeah.
the fast food workers get like a nice sigh of relief when you order by number.
Yeah.
Can I
Well,
get a
they-
number 3? And they're like, oh, thank God. Yes.
They're
3.
They're all owned by a company, I think,
Yum.
called like Red Roof or something.
No,
which
it's,
is like
Yum, right?
Pizza Hut is also part of.
Yeah, it's Yum.
Oh,
Yum?
Yum.
Is that right?
Yeah.
so
Pizza
they
All right, Mr. Yum.
That's why they see the combination of all those random places.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
So that's what the thing is. Usually, like KFC and Taco Bell will be together, and I'll go in there and be like, "Oh, can I have a T10?" Because you say like a T10 means that you want a number 10 on the Taco
wow.
Bell one. And I just got in the habit because there's one near us that it's like one of those combos.
Yeah.
So everywhere I would go when I was out with like Dry Jacket, we'd go somewhere and everyone would be doing their orders, and I'm like, "Can I get a T10?" And they were like, "Do you want a number 10?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
Yes, I do.
They were probably like, "Why is he saying a T10?" Because they were just one Taco Bell, like they weren't the combo.
Oh, I see.
Who is Dry Jacket? Because I do not know.
Oh, yeah.
Walk us through who tried. Yes, please. Let's talk about Dry Jacket for a second because that is very exciting.
Yeah, Dry Jacket is really exciting. Indie rock band. We were on Hopeless Records. Me, Joe Janad, Brad Wilner, Adam Serdan,
Yeah.
and
Band of brothers.
yep, yep. We've had some
Bro
really
dogs.
good times. A lot of sick tours. We got to go to the UK twice. We went to. We've been to like Germany. We've been to Canada. We've been a lot of cool places.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you did that full U.S. with, was it a full U.S. with yellow card?
Yeah,
That's wild.
Oh, wow.
That is
really
wild.
cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
It was their last tour. Probably the biggest shows I'll ever play in my life.
Yeah.
So we're always like, man, if that was it, like, it was cool. There was, I think the biggest one that we played on that tour was Salt Lake City. There was like a 3,000 cap venue that they
Jesus.
sold out.
Jeez.
Wow.
Probably babysitters hired that night, I'm sure.
There's a picture like of Joe on stage with like without the audience there, and then a picture behind Joe with the audience, and it looks stupid.
That's
All
wild.
those people are like, who is Dry Jack?
But I'm sure it did well for you, Like,
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was right before we put out For Posterity, which is the one full length record we have out, and we were able to just get like a ton of pre-orders from it. And
Yeah.
Very cool.
It was really good for
Dish
us.
them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That exposure in itself is, is key.
It was
Putting yourself out there,
it was awesome. All the venues had showers, and
Oh my God.
that's pretty much
Stop.
Already
pretty much
better
the
than
good stuff.
all of your
Kidding me?
tours combined.
Yeah. Are you kidding,
Neil.
dude?
Yeah.
It's like what I dream of.
Right.
Yeah,
Showering.
God,
Showering on the road. That's a good time.
it was really good.
that's not a real thing. I don't believe you. I'm sure it happened, but I don't believe you.
We also all got like $20 food like per diems every night, and so that was also like
Did you?
just unheard of.
Did you do that Taco Bell thing? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, Feed the Beat.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
please
all
explain.
yes.
There's more
Talk
Taco
about
Bell.
this.
Taco Bell rep.
I totally forgot you did that.
right.
Yeah, so we went to Taco Bell a lot because
Where's the ad money?
They sent us, I think at one point it was like $500 worth of gift cards in Taco Bell.
Wow.
And then like when we ran out of that, they sent us another like $150 or
What?
something like that.
Jesus.
Which was enough to, that was a long time.
$500 worth of Taco Bell
That's
is
a lot of food.
I know.
That's a
So
tremendous
cheap.
amount of food.
To give you an idea, my T10 order,
Wait, did you get the same thing every time?
it's normal. Yeah, it's normally like 9 something, but then when I replace it with the chicken, it comes out to like 10 something. And then with everyone else's, like with everyone's like food things, like Joe has a red meat allergy, and Adam's a vegan, and Brad is like the opposite. Like he doesn't eat, he only eats meat and doesn't eat like lettuce and things like that. So like some of their meals were really cheap. Like Joe and Adam, their meals would be like $4 or 4 something. So
Yeah.
it lasted us a long time.
Wow. Yeah, I remember seeing you guys post about that, and I'm just like, man, this isn't just some like bullshit irony. Like we're gonna pretend to have a sponsorship from Taco Bell because we go there so
They're
much.
feeding us for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's sick, dude.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when was that tour?
It was 2 years ago. It was in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. Pokemon Go was just on the cusp
Oh,
of being.
there's great
Yeah.
reference point.
Hell yeah.
It was quite the.
what a time to be alive, huh?
It was wild. Yeah.
Taco Bell in one hand, Pokemon Go in the other. Can't be stopped.
You can't. Yeah. You
Free
really can't.
Taco Bell,
Right.
essentially, like sponsored content, sponsored Taco Bell.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit off the air. You played violin.
It's funny that's where there was no segue.
Viola.
We got to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no segues. This is a runaway train on this show. But did you do any? Did you and what's his? I can't remember his name from Yellow Card, the violin player.
Oh, God.
Oh.
you guys
Mr.
trade
Air
tips,
Kicks. Yeah.
No.
tips and tricks.
I did tell him one night I had like a like I of Dry Jacket was a big Yellow Card fan when I was growing up, half because of the whole violin thing, because
Sure.
I took private lessons from when I was like 4 until like into middle school. And I like one night I was like drinking a little bit, and I was like, hey man, like I just gotta let you know, like when I was young, like you made violin look cool. Like violin is not a cool instrument. And I was like, you made it like very cool. And he was like, oh sick man, like Get out of here.
Get out of my
Not gonna ask you again to leave.
Get off my bus.
No, he was great. Like Yellow Card, they were the nicest people, and Sean in particular is the one who plays violin, and he was just always came in to mess with us and hang out. And
I was going to say, did you guys like hang out a lot during the whole run?
Mostly with Sean.
Okay.
Everyone on the tour hung out at some point. There was a lot of like scheduled hangs.
Yeah, lots of things happen.
Yeah, like where it would be the show would end and they'd be like, all right, we're going across to this bar after the show just to kind of like hang out. And they would like have like kind of spots like mapped out so there wouldn't be anyone else. It would just be the tour. And it wasn't as much as like partying as it was just like a relaxing. Everyone would just kind of like talk and get to know each other.
Like a couple beers, not people throwing shots back.
Yeah, exactly. And because it was their last tour and they, like Sean had his daughter with him and like his wife. So they were kind of like adulting and, just being casual and just, enjoying their last run.
Yeah.
While you guys are slamming Taco Bell down.
Yeah, while we're slamming Taco Bell, sleeping in the van.
You're blacked out. Sean!
Probably smelled really bad.
Be the violent cool, Sean! Keep alive!
That's pretty much how it went. But even us, I think we weren't even like, there was like a mood that it's like everyone wasn't like getting slammed every night. It was just kind of like we were in awe of how professional of a tour it was, because they had a whole team. They had like lights and they had just like all the stuff that we're not used to, and it was cool to be like, wow, this is a production. This is like a real business. This is all the things all the backstage stuff we were just all very impressed by.
Nobody can party for 30 days straight, too.
Exactly.
Not at all. Yeah.
Exactly. Not anymore, at least,
Yeah.
It's not like
maybe in our heyday.
It's not like it's not like the Wild West like it used to be in like the 80s where people are like dying and then being brought back to life.
The one thing that you can do is
what?
Like Nikki Sixx had like
drug overdose.
You know what I mean? Nikki Sixx had like an out of body experience and they'd steal all the potted plants from the hotel and stuff,
Yeah.
You just don't you can't do that
Too many
anymore.
people died, yeah.
Right.
You can eat Taco Bell almost every day though. Like it's not like Supersize Me. Like Taco Bell, I will like argue to the death that you can eat healthy at Taco Bell. So
I love that.
Man, Taco Bell needs to throw you a check, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Do you still have Connects over there?
Yeah.
no.
Oh man, I was gonna say we could do a little like crossover, but that's all right.
I wish.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll have our people talk to.
Got to think outside the bun. I will sell the shit out of a $5
Thank you, Greg.
box.
Greg, you've been fucking silent for 20 minutes, and you're gonna swoop in
And
with
you're just a corporate shill once you open your mouth.
The only thing he said for 15, 20 minutes is the one tagline.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yo quiero Taco Bell.
I was going to wait until
My bad.
that came up.
I used to have a stuffed Taco Bell Chihuahua.
Did you really?
Yeah, and it spoke lines from the Godzilla commercials that they used to have.
Wow.
The Godzilla movie
That
with
is not
Matthew
a thing.
Broderick and Gene Reno.
Chewing gum and stuff.
Yeah, doing his Elvis impression.
Yeah.
The little stuffed chick. Yeah, do you remember the
No.
Chihuahua?
Oh, well, yeah, I remember the Chihuahua for sure.
The commercials were like him trying to lure Godzilla with like tacos and stuff, but he had one of those like old, like from a cartoon when they would try to catch like a rabbit, they would put like a carrot under a box and tie like a string to the stick,
yeah.
and then they pull the stick out, blah blah blah. He was doing that with like tacos for Godzilla, and his one line was like, "I think I'm going to need a bigger box,"
Boy.
and you just hear
Like
Godzilla
the
like walking in.
1998 ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Godzilla
So like
2000.
this one?
Did you find it?
I think I did.
In like no time.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
It's up to you to find him. Just buy a medium or larger drink. If you find a Godzilla, use your decoder. To
It's him with like a dog trap, like a box with like a twig holding the box up and the tacos are under it.
Yeah.
It's funny that I remember like that movie being a big deal, and
It was huge.
I know as a fact that I wasn't allowed to watch it because
Yeah.
like my parents are very like they didn't want us watching a lot of violent things.
Sure.
But I had a Godzilla themed birthday with all like I don't know, it was weird. It had all of like the little characters on it. Like it had like Godzilla things. I don't know, accoutrement. Like there was a tablecloth that was like Godzilla, but I never saw the movie.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
like
I had toys of it, but I never saw it. Yeah.
there was some point where they stopped like over like merchandising like these clearly not suitable for children movies. Like in the 80s, like they had like RoboCop like action figures, like an animated series.
Yeah,
and, like,
right. Yeah.
No kid should be watching RoboCop. Like that's not under 13.
Yeah, he the RoboCop in the first like 20 minutes to the half hour of the movie, right? He gets blown apart.
bloodbath,
Yeah.
What year did Independence Day come out?
2000?
That's like 90.
Sorry to be
No,
off
it
topic.
couldn't be 2000.
No,
It's got to be
98?
90 something.
90 something. I had toys from that.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's what I mean. Like all these random ass movies.
I'm like, I don't know if that was totally appropriate for kids, but
I remember when Wild West came out. Wasn't that the Wild Wild West?
Oh,
Will Smith.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're speaking my language.
I remember
1996 Independence Day.
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie either, but I remember getting Eggo waffles that had like stuff from the Wild Wild West on it.
it's got Loveless
and,
on it.
I just remember being like, "Oh, this is sick," but I've never seen the movie. Like, why don't we just get the regular waffles?
It's crazy that they'll advertise on like just anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's free real estate.
Yeah,
you know?
what was it, Shrek ketchup and stuff?
Yeah, like green ketchup.
Horrible.
And purple. It's gross. Ian,
Hey,
that was all then. Now.
Yeah.
This is now. We're in the
This is now.
present.
Go ahead. Yeah, get in there. Get in there, dude.
I love this.
Some of that good green.
Go ahead. We got a word from our sponsors, Taco Bell. Go ahead.
Yeah,
No, but you're working on something new.
I am. Yeah,
You got a new project.
new project.
Walk me through this because it's cool. It's cool
All
what
right,
you're doing.
So, for a long time, I was like super into like kind of folky music, just like acoustic stuff. I was a big Bon Iver fan. I love Justin Vernon. I love Sufjan Stevens. And
Oh yeah.
growing up, my dad played just like a ton. Like his two favorite artists like ever are James Taylor and Neil Young. So there was just a ton of this like sad kind of acoustic music playing around my house all the time, and I always wanted to do it, but never really, I don't know, it wasn't confident enough that I had the songs or whatever reason. And then, so recently I was just like, you know what, I'm going to do this thing. So I started recording some demos with Eric McNeilis from Sleep In.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Yeah. And he works at the Gradwell studio in Haddon Heights. And I started demoing with him. Loved how it was going. We're friends, so he was giving me a very affordable price. And I was like, hey, let's just do this for real. I'm like, why am I making demos? I was like, I'll record an album. So I did it. And now it's coming out on November 16th. And I have like some weekend release shows. I'm playing the 16th, 17th, and 18th. The 18th is the big Philly release show because that's kind of local for us.
Where's that at?
The Pharmacy.
Oh, nice. Cool spot.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that. I released one song so far called Running Downhill, and it's going really well. People like it. My friends are like, hey, it's pretty good, man. Like no one has told me it sucked yet, so
Yeah. That's usually a good sign.
yeah. But it's cool. It's been fun to just do something on my own. Dry Jacket is still like 100%. We're going to be in the studio in December, and hopefully we'll be putting out a record closer to like next spring. We're really just going to take our time, and all the songs are done, and they're awesome.
Do you know who you guys are going to work with yet, or it's still up in the air?
I think we're going to work with Eric. We're going to do it at Gradwell, yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, so like we're really just like taking our time with that record, and all the songs are done and all of them are really good, but we just have this kind of lull where we have some time. So I was like, oh, you know what? I want to just do as much music as I possibly can and really just like throw myself into it. And
Yeah.
I think it's been good for everything, for like my songwriting, like with Dry Jacket, like has gotten better. Like the more you write, the better you are at writing, I think.
And you pick up things from other people that you write with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Joe June is like the guy.
He's hands down one of the best songwriters. I'm not even just saying this. Like, he's one of the best songwriters I've ever met.
He would play stuff for me and Neil like a couple years ago and like be kind of shy about it, and then we'd be like, this is like really good. I don't know like why you're like not even pushing this more. Like he's always been super talented.
It is. It's funny because it's like now he's one of my favorite songwriters. You know, like I didn't know him until Dry Jacket started, and he's an amazing writer. And then the other thing is like Adam is an amazing drummer and has like a ton to do with everything. And it's just like all of Dry Jacket is like this kind of like, I don't know, just a really good song making machine. Like all of us work so well together, and me and Brad have been playing in, you know, bands together since we were little kids. So we just have like, you know, we just have a really good dynamic.
Shout out to Brad.
Yeah, big Brad.
So all that's good, and yeah, I don't know.
That's cool, man. Well, that's such a testament.
There's so much happening right now, and I really like. I love it. I want to just play music all the time, as I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure, man. It's such a testament to you know, to kind of live out all that stuff with Dry Jacket, and then at the end of the day, you're like, man, I still want to do it. Like, you're not burnt out from doing stuff with Dry Jacket, and like as good as it's going or whatever. At the end of the day, like you want to do it for yourself first.
They're like really different things.
Yeah,
the two projects are like so different, and you know they're supportive of like the music, and all of them have heard it, and they're like excited about it. But it's just cool that I can do that, and then come and still do the acoustic thing that you know I've always wanted to do.
Yeah. You got a good support group, man. Especially with Eric. Artie's side, you know. He's a phenomenal producer.
Yeah, Eric's like pretty much killed it with all the production and engineering in like a short amount of time. Like I didn't even know he was doing it for a while, and then like I hear this first Sleep In record, and it's like kind of breathtaking that he did it all in his basement. It sounds like that well done.
Yeah, even that Breaking Tradition, you know, local South Jersey guys, that Breaking Tradition record was like, it's nuts, man. He just did it in his house. You listen to it, and you're like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, all of his early records were in his basement.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he did them as if he did them at Gradwell, which is a major studio in the area.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, that it's like, you know, this is, I don't know who this like means a lot to, but it's like he was also in the Progress. Then that was a big deal for a lot of us.
That's like one of my favorite like local bands ever.
Yeah.
Which should have gotten a lot bigger, but, you know, things happen.
So it's just nice that, you know, everyone is still doing it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Yeah, nobody gave up on it.
That's what it's about. Like, I think me and Eric had a conversation about it, about like the balance of like work and trying to be in a band, and just everyone knowing, like at least a lot of people that we know in this area that play music, everyone's just like, yeah, maybe you can't do it for a living, but it is your like it's what you, that is how you live. Like, it's not what you do to make
therapeutic, like all
of your money. But just because it isn't, like, I don't understand the whole thing when people are like, oh, it didn't work out for me, you know? It's like, what do you mean? Like, it's in 2018, you can afford, you know, you can have a home studio, you can afford to go and just, like, put out music on your own and just, like, okay, here you go, and just, like, shoot it out into the world, and, like, that's it. You're able to do it, so why not? On top of having your job, and, you know.
You never lose the ability.
Yeah.
You may lose interest. I think that's like a coping mechanism. It's like nobody loses the ability, but they just lose interest, and they just kind of chalk it up as an excuse where it's just like, well, I didn't make it, so I got to focus on something else. It's like, no.
And it's like the thought of making it is like silly. Like, the point is you like doing it.
Right.
And it's like, all right, I'm going to do everything I can to just, I love playing music. I'm going to just play as much music as possible.
Right.
That's the bottom line of it. And, you know.
A lot of people get unreal expectations of anything like they might be passionate about, whether it be music or movies or even podcasting. Like they think they can just get all this money out of doing something for so long. And I mean, it's not that easy. Like that's why so many people do it and are passionate about it, because they just love it. And then people that think they can just get money out of it, then they just burn out because they're not meeting what they think they should in their head.
Yeah, it's so easy to get in your own head, I guess, right? About, because it's so prevalent. You see, even like it's like a SoundCloud rapper. They're all coming out of nowhere. and it's just they come out of nowhere, they get super famous real quick.
Right
and you're
now,
like,
yeah.
and you're like, theoretically, this could happen to me. And every day that it doesn't happen to you, it probably can affect you. You know.
I mean,
But-
it drives me nuts. It's kind of funny that you see it because it's like, yeah, there's like guys that have tattoos of like ice cream cones on their faces.
Gucci Mane. Yeah.
It's like, oh man, overnight, like this person just like,
I got a face tat. Where's my check?
right? Yeah, like,
I can't get employed anymore. I better get paid off
You
music.
got to pay me for this.
it is kind of crazy, man. It is one of those things where it's like this, you know. But what happens when like that's not relevant anymore? I'm not going to knock the artist.
Oh, no,
'cause
right.
You know, you're cashing in. That's whatever. But like, what's going to happen when it's no longer relevant? Like, what are you going to do with your craft?
It's
you know?
got to just be fun the whole time. That's what
Yeah, absolutely,
That's kind of
dude.
what it comes down to. Is
Hell
it's like,
yeah.
playing music is fun. Writing music is fun. Like there's mornings where, so there was some time when I just had, you know, Dry Jacket was happening, so we were like really committed to, the whole band was like, we want to tour, so we need to be able to be available. So I had a lot of days where I wasn't doing anything, like I wasn't even working. So I would sit home and I would wake up and I would just like make a pot of coffee, sit down at the piano and just play for like 6 hours, like 7 hours even, like this stupid amount of time just like sitting around, like just riffing, learning new stuff. And I don't know, it was just because I liked it. I would zone out and I was like, this is all I want to do, is just sit around and play music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, outside of, you know, making music, you really shouldn't be doing anything you don't like,
Right.
you know, just
Right.
for, you know,
For-
just
for-
because.
Yeah, for mental health.
Right.
Well, it's funny that it's like someone can be like, hey, you know what? I'm super into like riding my bike. Like, and it's something I do and it's fun. And they aren't sitting there like, man, like, why aren't I making money off this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Bullshit.
Why am I not a
I'm
Tour
not,
de France?
yeah, I'm not Lance
Yeah.
Armstrong yet.
yeah. Like people go out and do things that they love all the time and aren't like, oh man, I didn't make it. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's I guess with just something about being a musician is that like people assume too much, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're a musician, you do music all day, not all day, you do other stuff, but like
you want
they,
to.
they go like,
Yeah, you want. Yeah,
they go, why do you waste your time doing that? You're not going to make money off it. And it's like, what do you mean? I don't care.
You know what kills me?
It's
And
not
maybe
about-
maybe
yeah.
you can relate to this. Is I feel like every time you tell somebody you're in a band and their response is, "Oh, do you play covers?" A fucking DIY venue turns into like a nail salon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that.
true.
The
Yeah.
step, like poof. It's like, dude, no. Like, I don't want to play covers. Like, and I'm not knocking the bar band scene, like by
Yeah,
any means.
yeah.
No, that's good for old dudes, I
It's
think.
good
you know?
money and it's
Oh
fun.
no,
It's
they
fun.
make great
They
money.
They
kill.
go out there, they
Honest-
have fun.
Honestly,
you know.
me and some friends are trying to like launch a cover band. Like we're trying
Yeah.
to get it started because now we're at the age where both of those things are cool. Like
Sure.
like we're starting to get to the point where like you see your friend's cover band and like they're making money and you're like, oh man, like they're having fun too.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
You're like,
right.
wait a minute. Like,
But it's so
that
easy to
formula
get
works.
sucked into it, though. You know,
Yeah.
you get kind of like ripped into it, and you're like, well, why do I want to keep starving on the road and like showering in sinks?
Yeah.
Unless I'm dry jacket and I get a Taco Bell endorsement. And then I could-
Right.
I kind of have this thought that like the next like generation of bands, it's got to go full circle to like, it's like if you think about like the Beatles, who were kind of like the first like, I don't want to say the first band because they're obviously not, but when they started out, they would play covers. Like a lot of those old bands were hired bar bands.
Yeah.
Where
Pantera.
they would
was-
play covers. They would play like they would play their own songs. They would play covers.
Especially with the Beatles, because covers were just like the norm
Yeah.
at that point.
Like
for
blues
music.
standards and all that. Yeah.
And then when you go and see like a DJ play, if you go and see Skrillex, if you go and see like, you know, any of those types of people, what are they doing? They're playing their own songs and they're also playing covers. So it's like you're going out to this event, you're hearing songs you like. It's not necessarily all of their songs. And you're like, okay, this is a good night. So really, DJs can do it. And they've replaced like that kind of like that the band that would play covers and play originals, you know? It's like
Yeah.
DJs are allowed to do it. So I think that at some point, you know, that's going to have to come full circle where it's like bands are like, listen, if we want to become the entertainment for the night again, we have to do both of these things.
Yeah,
So
for sure. That'd be sick, man. Yeah, it definitely has to like coexist
yeah,
one
definitely.
way or another, you know?
And that stuff's fun. I mean, you know, every now and then you'll see bands that'll do like renditions of songs and they'll just change it up. And I'm always like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like Weezer and like the whole Toto Africa
Oh
thing.
my God.
That's
Yeah.
so
Great publicity for both of them.
Yeah,
You know?
seriously.
But I mean, it's crazy. Like they did a cover. It was great. Everyone was like, oh, this is sick. And now they play it live in stadiums.
Yeah.
And everyone it's just okay. It's just like, oh yeah.
Toto
cool.
covered them too, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
covered Hash Pipe.
And it
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
They get real shreddy on part of it.
The fucking internet, man.
What a world.
It's unbelievable,
God,
dude.
I love Toto.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, I know you do.
Same.
But yeah, so that's kind of my thought on that is I think that like, it's like, yeah, the whole cover thing is whatever. And everyone's like, oh, like, do you play covers? Do you do this? Because they go to bars and that's what they know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they
Right.
go to these like things and
It's a reality check that not everybody is into music post high school. Like majority of people are still listening to the same albums they listened to in high school.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that. It's just
Sure.
reality check when you're very into something and not everybody's on the same level as you.
that's why I also kind of, when we were talking about like, the SoundCloud rappers and stuff, I still try to like make an effort to listen to like new music like outside of the genres I listen to.
Sure.
Because I'm just like, man, like I'm gonna grow out of it, and I'm terrified of that. Like just not understanding what's fun about it. You know, like a lot of like the new music that comes out that's like the hip hop kind of stuff. A lot of it like is so fun to those kids. Like when you look at like all of like the internet jokes and like whatever with like the dances and stuff like that, you're like, oh, it's a blast. Like to be a high schooler right now must be so fun, you know?
Yeah. And the social media age and like it's at its height.
Yeah.
Essentially, you know?
Which is what I like about it. Cause you know, being in high school, like the music that I liked, you liked the energy of it. And,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like what they're getting from it. So
You see all the old heads complain about
heads.
Yeah.
Real cotton
complain
tops.
about like mumble rap and all that, or like
There's no storytellers anymore.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm sorry we can't all be Slick Rick.
Yeah.
but then it's like when you buy into it, when you sit down and like really listen to it, you're like, this is fun. They're having a blast. And I like how people say that like when they ask those guys, it's like, oh, like what do you think of yourself? Like are you like this like the new like the SoundCloud rapping like generation? Are you this? And I forget who it was, but like one of like there was like some like hip hop artist that was like, oh, like I'm a rock star. Like that's what that's what they consider
Post Malone.
themselves, and it's like true. Like in my mind, it's like that's what it is because like they're pushing the boundaries and they're doing like
Name the last real rock star.
Aside from Dave Grohl.
Well, Dave Grohl's been putting
Steven
out music
Tyler.
since 1994.
I mean, you wouldn't. You mean like recent?
That's what I mean. Like, there's no rock stars anymore.
But I was furious when it was last year, 2 years ago when NWA was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and all these people were mad. Like people were so angry, and that made me angry.
Yeah.
I was like,
The fucking guy from Kiss like was
Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons. Yeah.
I was like, NWA is rock and roll.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like, the stuff that they were doing that
They're more
like
punk than anybody.
yeah, like it was
seriously.
so like it was so different. It was so like against and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall-
Everyone's welcome.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is American Music Hall of Fame.
They have blues music in there. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like it's a fucking stretch. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It just there's like an attitude, I guess, or like whatever. It's just cool that it's fun. It's the same energy. So
Taylor has a point. It really is like it's American music.
Yeah.
It gets the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame title, I guess. But it really is just like it's a celebration of American music in general.
Change it to hip hop and country Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, let's make it real wordy.
but even like if you look at like the Drake and like Migos tour that came through, like that was a spectacle. Like that was stuff
Sure,
that
yeah.
only happened at rock and roll concerts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like to me, I'm like, yeah, that stays rock and roll. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Two nights sold out at Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yep.
Crazy.
TONK'S, my project is not rock and roll, even a little bit.
Well, let's let the people decide. Do we have
Running Downhill. queued
Running
up.
Downhill? All right, cool. We're going to listen to Running Downhill by TONK'S.
We tried our hand in everything we got our hands on, made observations and changed according to them. To them. We found out the hard way. To stay composed is a sacrifice. Cut out the cancer that used to be the spark in the light. The light. The spark in the light. Oh, the light. Out on the street we finished coffee, both surprised our lives are so congruent, so we got to it. We took the train to New York City. In the rain I knew we met much sooner than we were meant to have. To have. Beautifully patient, quiet and radiant. We tried the shorthand, it's more important than before. Before. Passing through shoulder blades, your lasting serenade. Months past the spring's decay is our second chance to fade away. Away. To fade away. Oh. To fade away. Out on the street we finished coffee, both surprised our lives are so congruent, so we got to it. We took the train to New York City. In the rain I knew we met much sooner than we were meant to. We took the train to New York City. In the rain I knew we met much sooner than we were meant to have. It was your time to fall in love again, but there was no one to fall with. It was your time to fall in love again, but there was no one to fall with. It was your time to fall in love again, but there was no one to fall with. It was your time.
There you go.
Now.
Wow.
Nice wow.
Wow. Cool.
Hell yeah.
That was, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Dreamy.
Very nice.
you,
Calming.
thank you.
I'm on a landscape, a surreal setting, an ice barge.
I will say there was a great buildup of instrumentation on that one.
Oh, thanks.
Thoroughly
For sure.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool, man.
Gradwell has all of the bells and whistles. There was
Quite literally.
they have they have like vibraphones there, and I was just like, I'm gonna use this. I think, Eric, if that's okay.
Were you
I like
like
the bells and stuff.
were you like a kid in a candy store? I guess
Yeah,
you're looking at all these different things. 'Cause we talked about it a little bit off the air. Like you know how to play like several instruments.
Yeah,
Like you're not just a guitar guy.
no,
You can whistle. That's pretty cool.
I can whistle.
You see, you're the only person in this room that can't whistle, though.
It's, who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't whistle this.
Neil can't whistle like at all. Can you not whistle, Taylor?
Oh, speaking
Wow,
of
we're all-
whistling,
What?
when we had Doug on, our previous guest, he might be the most breathtaking whistler I've ever heard.
Oh, really? He's got like, a real nice
Like
whistle.
he has like a phenomenal whistling.
The man
ability.
can whistle.
Yes.
Doug C is a phenomenal talent. I didn't know that he was.
He would like casually whistle. I would be like, I thought that was like a bird.
That's crazy.
The man's got it all.
Yeah. Anyway, please continue.
Anyway,
I'm trying to think. Yeah. So, what's that Christmas song that has the really White Christmas? Do you know that song? There's like a whistle
should.
solo in it that I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
being
yeah.
young and like trying to learn how to do it. I'm gonna do it really quick.
Yeah.
But I can't be
Hell yeah.
smiling or laughing while I'm doing
Dream
it.
of a
nobody
white
look
Nobody
at
look
him.
at Ian.
Don't
Don't
look at him.
me.
Look away.
Nope. It's not that.
Oh, man.
I know what you mean, like a bird like whistle.
It's like this like very nice solo, and I remember being like, wow.
A very controlled whistle,
Yeah.
like every little part of it.
It's like and I just remember being like, I need to know how to do that.
You ever see that?
That's awesome.
There's like the world's best whistler or some shit like that on YouTube. He's like doing like, the national anthem and stuff like that. And
Really?
What a freak.
crazy. Yeah, freak of nature. Scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth looking up.
That's what I need to do. Is
You just need a
dive into
tutorial.
Yeah.
I need to dive into a black hole of whistling videos on
Yeah.
YouTube. That's what I need. But
Yeah,
you play
so-
several instruments.
I do. So that was like, yeah, I don't know. I think when Dry Jacket started and I had a lot of time on my hands, and I just remember like I just taught myself the piano. I sat down and I knew how to play it a little bit, and I was just like, you know what? Whenever I was like, I can pick up a guitar and play whatever I want, and I was like, I just want to be able to sit down at a piano and play whatever I want, and then I just played it enough that I got to that point that it was like, if I heard it, I could just play it immediately, and that was like. And then after I kind of got that down, then I was like, all right, I can pretty much do this with anything if I just, take my, put time into it.
Sure, yeah.
So
So that's cool, man. Yeah, you did a lot of the, pretty much exclusively all the instrumentation.
yeah, I actually had 2 other piano songs that were supposed to go on it that I eventually cut because I felt like they need to be more like full band. So I think for the next record, I'm going to put those songs on it.
Yeah.
Because I like the thought of writing on a piano. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
yeah.
It was less of like I never sat down and a song just popped out and I was like, oh, this is a good song. It was kind of like I need to write songs on the piano because it's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, is that like a building block? Like, do you find yourself writing, starting with guitar for most of these songs, or do they start on piano and then you kind of transcribe it, or do you?
I know that I was writing a ton of piano at one point, and I just had in my notes on my phone, I would just, like my voice memos, I would just have just like a ton of piano stuff, just a ton of riffs, and I was like, oh, this is super cool. And then I had the thought, I'm like, I want to do this. Like, I want to play shows. I want it to just be me. Like, I don't want to have to, because even like another part of like being in a band is like scheduling is hard too. So I thought to myself, like, I was just like, I want to be able to just like be at my friend's house and pick up a guitar and like play a whole song. You know what I mean? Like there's something fun about that. It's like a party trick being like, I can play this whole song right now. Like, family members are always like, oh, you play? Here, play us a song.
Right.
Like, hand you that awful moment where someone's like,
oh my God.
You play us a song. And you're like, oh no, it's not like that.
You know any Zach Brown band?
Yeah. So I kind of had that thought, and I was like, I'm not going to have a piano around all the time. I'm like, I'm not going to go out and buy a PA system, buy a piano so I can like go out and play shows with a piano. And I was like, what do I have? I was like, I have a guitar that I can just plug in or not have to and just play at any time. So
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to write a lot of these on guitar. And then eventually I just tried weeding in the piano stuff. And the one song that made it onto the record that is fully piano is called Garden State Blue. And that was cool because it was also a track that instead of like writing a full piano song, I wrote the riff and just had this concept of like, I put down like my phone and I just like put on the timer I put on the voice memo thing and just played. And then when I got to the end, I was like, all right, that's the song. Like I just stopped playing and was like, that's it. And then I recorded it into like GarageBand and then just structured around it. So it was like there was no chorus, there was no whatever. I was like, I just want to have like
just an idea.
Yeah. So and there's no verse, there's no chorus, and it literally is just one like repeating part, the entire song. And I just wove violins in and out, and then sang a little bit, and then left and did some more violins, and then sang some more. So that was fun, and it was like a new way of writing for me because. Usually you're like, okay, here's the verse, here's the so it was cool to just sit down and just kind of like let the clock kind of just run. And as soon as I finished, I was like, all right, that's going to be the song. I'm going to force myself to just write to finish this song.
Sure,
so,
yeah.
That was cool.
That must have been fun, kind of, again, going back to it, having so many options at, for instrumentation.
Yeah.
At Gradwell.
And it's funny because I like just got a new phone, and for a while I had this busted like 6. Like I had like a 6S that like I shattered so many times that I said to myself, I'm like, you know what, like F you, like you don't deserve a new phone. I'm just gonna let this thing I was like, I'm gonna let this just be shattered. I'm like I'm not gonna get it fixed again until you get a new phone. Like that's kind of what I said to myself.
Yeah.
So I, had this busted phone for like at least a year, I think. And I just remember like just sitting in my living room with this busted phone with like just earphones in it and like playing these songs and like recording it into this like GarageBand on my phone. And I was like, man, I'm really doing like the bare minimum to like get these songs together.
Yeah.
And I would like record the piano part like just onto my phone in GarageBand, like literally like an acoustic piano, just playing it. And then I was like, yeah, that sounds good enough. And then sitting down with my violin, like in my living room, like leaned over my phone, playing these parts. And I was just like, this is what I got. This is what I have to work with.
That's sick though, man.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. There's so many people that would find excuses to like not even, go for it.
Yeah.
And, like, that's so sick that you kind of just went for it.
I always get in my head about like things that are like the industry standard. You know what I mean? Like,
sure. Yeah.
When you're kind of like, oh, everyone's doing this, like everyone's doing that kind of deal. And you just get to the point where you're like, you know what? I need to do what I have to do. And then I'll worry about it and then going into the studio is my way of being like, well, I was like, I'm not just going to put out like these recordings and like I'm able to record, but like, I haven't used Pro Tools. I don't have like the technology or anything. I've never like dove into that. And I was like, I'll just let Eric take care of that stuff.
That's why he's there.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That's sick though, man. That is cool. Yeah, you just have to come to terms with certain things.
Yeah.
And I know I've been quiet for a little bit over here, but it's a tremendous amount of talent that I can't even quite frankly wrap my head around.
Two talentless men.
Yeah, like me and Greg have almost nothing to bring to the table.
a few industry giants.
I'm literally sitting over here like, surely I'm good at something.
I'll name one thing.
I got it. I got it in my head. I can't.
Well, I will say this. The one thing that I keep telling myself is, this is like not maybe the best thing to be telling yourself, but I think I'm like, for all the years that I've played music, I'm like, I should be a lot better. Like there was people that like, there was kids that I grew up with and I went through like music lessons and stuff like that. And I was like the number 2 chair, like when I would play bass, and this girl, Abby, was like so crazy good.
Crushing
like
it.
Just insanely good. Mm-hmm. And didn't continue on with music after like college. Like she just kind of
Abby.
Yeah. And while we were there, she would always be like, she would carry me. Like we would have these like note reading lessons, or not lessons, like tests where we would go in and play, and I would just use my ear and copy off of her because like I've been playing such a long time.
Yeah.
And I have like a decent ear that I literally like have this like checks and balances kind of system while I'm playing that like I can change the note really fast so that like you might not even notice that I didn't know what note was next. But the second I heard it, I can play it like almost within like a second of that when playing like the bass because I did it for so long. So it was like I would like mooch off of her, and then all of a sudden our orchestra teacher would be like, all right, like Ian, now do it by yourself. And I would just be like,
No.
no,
I'll pass.
It was so bad. And that's kind of what I was saying, like off air while we weren't here. Like one of the things I learned from Joe June is like, you need to have a work ethic. You need to have I wasn't even interested. Like to me at the time of being in high school, like I listened to like Blink and like, like kind of punk bands.
Sure. Yeah.
Where I was like not even interested in it as much at that point to learn how to read or like write music well. And now that's like all I want to do. Like now I'm just like,
Dude.
oh, that's like the cool stuff. And I just didn't have the discipline at all. And Abby would get so mad at me, and she was like, dude, just like take it seriously.
Look at the sheet music.
She was like, you're good at it. Like take yourself seriously. Like this, you like playing music. Like, and it's true. Like I look back and I want to like talk to my younger self and be like, hey man, like, what's your deal? Why are you rejecting this so much? Like, because it was work, and I didn't want it to be work because it was fun. But
I'm with you 100% because it's the same thing. I, growing up listening to all those punk bands and everything, it's just like, well, they don't fucking read music. Like, why do I need to read music? Like, I'm just gonna play it fast. I'm gonna play it loud, and it's like, no, like, I gotta really know this stuff now. And I wish I paid more attention.
But it's it's cool because there's like elements of both those things where it's like even with those punk bands, some of the accidentals, some of like someone that doesn't know about it, like someone that's not writing with theory are going to write differently, and that's what's cool about it.
I used to get in arguments with my buddies, my theory buddies, all the time because they would just get set. And I wish I knew more theory, but at the same time, they would kind of get stuck. They would paint themselves into a corner sometimes. Because it's like,
these are the rules. You don't go outside of these boxes.
Exactly.
Like you color inside the lines.
Yeah, and brilliant musicians, like absolutely not knocking them at all because they're
it's different flavors.
Eons more talented than me. But it is one of those things where it's like once all you know is theory, that's all you write.
Yeah.
And like certain things where it's just like, even if it sounds right to just the average ear or whatever, it's like to that person who only goes by theory, they're going to sit there and be like, well, no, it can't be that because. The seventh doesn't add up to the minor or something,
Well, the trick is to know both. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
And like I always find it impressive, like working with Joe, and we'll be doing something, and he'll like immediately know what key we're playing in, and things like that. And I'm like, oh man, if I could harness that kind of thing, like if I could somehow like figure that out, it's another tool that you can use or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not a lot of people do it as well as Joe. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hi, Joe. I know Joe listens.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Joe. I do love me some
Joe.
Love me some Joe Janad.
Come on the show, Joe.
But we also just, when I say we, it's me because there's no one else in TONK'S. I just did a music video for the last track on the record called Giles Corey, and that's one that has a lot of violin in it, so I'm hype about that. And I got to just kind of like, it was the first time that I've ever like, and I've been in bands for years that I was like, this is what I want the music video to be. Like, had an idea and like watched it come true, which was like, it was very weird, but it was a lot of fun.
It's a killer video.
Thanks.
You sent me. I got a little snap. I don't want perks. Perks of the job.
Wow.
Perks of being the host.
Cutting edge podcast.
Got a sneak peek of that. It was cool, man. It was really cool.
Yeah.
The way it was shot and everything. Was that a lot your idea? Because it's like you're playing the song, which I thought was sick. Like it's not just you like walking around. It's like you're actually playing it.
Yeah. So like my. So our Ryan and Jesse, the guys that have worked on, they worked on the Dry Jacket videos too. we're basically like the only guys in town I knew that do music videos.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
I was like, hey, you guys want to do this? I like your stuff. It's always like very cinematic, and they went to school for it, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I kind of just went and like proposed the idea, told them the kind of like the scenes that I wanted. They came back and gave me like a handful of the scenes that they thought would be cool, and yeah, and it went from there. And it was just weird to. I think it matches well with the lyrics, like the main kind of like part in the song that just says like half my body's underground.
I was gonna say it was very literal, but it was very, very cool because you were, literally half your body is under, in the sand or whatever.
And it's funny because it's like serious. I have showed it to some friends, and they're like, "Oh man, it's like so funny," and they're like, "But I don't know, like I also feel like weird about it." And I was like, I was like, "Yeah, definitely." I don't know. I have this like, it's like quirky. But while we were doing it, I was like, I know this is funny. I was like, but it's dead serious.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know this is a funny scenario. I was like, but the song was about like the burden of like loss, and then just like living your day, like doing everyday stuff while being like bummed out about, like missing someone or, someone passing. So you're having this like depression kind of thing, but then you're also like still continuing in life. But for some reason, I wanted it to be funny too.
Yeah,
I was like, it's like a very real thing, but
it's heavy, man.
I wanted it to be like
to
weird.
It,
Yeah.
Well, because there's like a scene where like everybody's dressed up in like Halloween costumes. And it's fun. They're TPing the guy in the ground and everything. But then it immediately shoots over to a mother and her kids like grocery shopping.
Yeah,
and like she sells that face so well.
Well, she's an actress.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone was my friends, but that Jesse's mom. She was friends with Jesse's mom, and she's an actual actress. And when I like sat down and was like talking with her, she's like, "Oh my gosh, this song's so good." And she's like, "I didn't realize that I was gonna be like in it." She's like, "I thought I was like an extra," and I was like, "No, you're like very important." All of those people that were buried, I was like blown away by like the performances. They did a really good job. It was crazy.
You had a couple cameos in there.
We talked about this before. Like videos at this level kind of happen by accident. Like anything during that day could have gone wrong, and somebody else could have randomly been in it. But it was great. Like I was texting the girl Emily, who's in the video, probably within an hour of her getting there, and she was going to bring a friend along, and I was like, "Oh, like." Dina, and then she was like, "Oh, he bailed. Like he's not coming anymore." She's like, "I might have like my other friend to do it." And she was like, "She's a girl," and I was like, "That's fine. It can be." I was like, literally, I was like, "I just need someone sitting on the blanket. Like it's whatever." And then we were. There was actually a funny story with that scene because we were at this like kind of man-made lake behind some houses that we didn't know anyone that lived there. Like it was just in the town over, and like Rob Rich was coming. She's like, "Yeah, like Rob is going to come and be in it," and he's in Rich People. And he came up and just like we were sitting there and we look up and Rob was like, "Yo, am I supposed to leave my shoes like in the hall or something like that?" And we turn around and we see him like in this person's backyard, like with the door open, like yelling to us. And we're like, "Dude, that's not any of our houses. Like, we're not working out of that house." And he's like, Oh no, really? And he like ran back inside, and we're like, "No, come out here, don't." So he went and grabbed his shoes. Apparently,
he left his shoes in the hole. Yeah,
yeah. Apparently, walked into this random house because that's the address we gave him, just because it was the closest to the house.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I walked in." He's like, "I yelled for you guys inside the house." Like he was like, "Yo, like where are you guys?" And he's like, "I walked downstairs." He's like, "There was like an amp and a PA set up, so I thought I was in the right place."
Oh my god!
Like there was like a microphone and stuff like that. So he literally just walked into this. And we don't really know what the deal was at that house because it didn't. He's like, "I don't think anyone lives there. I think it's just an open house."
Wow. Yeah.
Just filed a police report for breaking and entering.
Yeah, and then like Sean McCall's in it, and Dave from Heather Gray is in it. Connor from Minor Nelson.
Yeah.
So there's like
it's gonna be a fun video to look back on.
It's pretty much just like a South Jersey like local music
Collective.
scene, like just like group of people, which was cool. And I like it's unreal like how they just like showed up and just did it. My friend Josh that I went to high school with, literally, I just, put the thing, I was like, oh, like, who wants to come and help out? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm down. And I was like, and he just drove from New York City to come and be a part of it for like, he was one of the guys in like the Halloween costumes. And it's just so cool that at any point working on those videos, like anyone can volunteer to do it. And it's, it's a fun thing to have. And without them, the video would be completely different.
Sure, yeah.
Like, you never know what it's going to look like. The scenes would be the same, but they all, aren't actors. So just some crazy stuff happened where they were just doing doing whatever,
Yeah.
With minimal like coaching from any of us. Like Ryan Berger, who like was kind of directing most of it, would give like just the most simple, like, okay, look to your left, look to your right kind of things. But other than that, it was just all like instinct kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that comes out on Thursday, the 8th. So,
wow.
Nice.
Thursday, November 8th.
Hot deets coming.
Where are we going to be able to find that?
Billboard is going to release it on.
I'm sorry. Whomst is releasing.
You can find it on the Taco Bell website.
Yeah, so
the Billboard is going to premiere this.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Ian, is the actual goal of this to have your song played at a Taco Bell?
Yeah.
So it might play over the speakers.
Yeah.
I hope
honestly, the goal is to just like have my friends like it, and like
Except me.
No, I really want to just be able to like at any time, like when there's local shows and stuff, just have people be like, hey, do you want to just hop on this and like open and like. I don't, just because all I have to do is grab a guitar and play.
Yeah. It's like every promoter's dream.
Yeah.
And he's going to draw?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to bring 15 people out? Yeah, fucking sign him up.
Yeah, that's the hope.
I don't even care what he sings about.
Oh, you mean you could drive to the venue in a fucking sedan? Yeah. Let's get him. Let's get him in here.
Or even like the stupidest kind of like not dreams, but like when you think about being like a real musician, sometimes I imagine family members being like, oh, you play? Like, play us a song. And then you're like, why, yes, I do. And then you just like, rip out this like, I don't know, you play Hey Jude and like you have everyone standing around being like, wow, like singing the crazy outro. Like, I don't know. Those are the kind of, I like those big sing-alongs and kind of small room,
the intimacy.
That
sense of brevity where it's just like, it's all one unit. Everybody's together, that togetherness, man.
Yeah, just someone playing an acoustic guitar and everyone just like having fun. Like,
yeah, for sure.
As long as it's not Wonderwall.
Yeah, not Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, not a bad song.
I wouldn't mind hearing you play Wonderwall. I'm going to go on the record to say it.
Yeah, I don't know that one, but
hey, come on.
I never heard it.
I think that's like a necessary skill to have. Like, you have to know how to play Wonderwall on command if you know how to play acoustic guitar.
You have to know how to play slide, which is, it's funny, everyone says Wonderwall, but I feel like a lot of people play slide as their like.
Slide's tough.
Yeah?
And there's like, it's in like an alternate tuning.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
He plays it on a 12 string, I think, or something like that.
Oh, maybe that's where I'm hearing that.
Is it dropped down?
I was always under the impression it was in an alternate tuning.
No, I think there is something where it's like he does it on. Maybe it is. I don't know.
What do you think of this terminology, Greg?
Yeah.
Remember the alternate tuning and the drop down?
Pretty sure it's just a guitar.
It's just
Couldn't be wrong.
How hard could it be?
Maybe there is a tuning.
Made out of what? Wood or?
Yeah.
It's a guitar.
Yeah.
I've always just slapped a capo on there and just.
Yeah, there you go. I love that.
Being an experienced slide player.
Well, I'm not sure how this one goes, so we'll just slap a capo on it, and we're going to give it our best shot here, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, so that's the hope, just get up and play whenever.
Awesome.
Without, because, I also, like I said earlier, again, I don't think I said it while we were doing this, but I can just be kind of like scattered brain from time to time, and like I've always been so unaware of my schedule that like things just kind of happen.
Sure, I mean? Yeah.
So I would love to just run into situations where it's like, oh yeah, I can just play this show like at the drop of a hat and not have to like, the freedom to just kind of be like, yeah, sure, here you go, here's a song. So
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Do you know what else is scattered brain and not aware of its schedule?
What's that?
What's that?
A game.
What kind of game?
Are we playing a game?
Are you gonna play this game? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
On the Microphonies, we play a game called Greg's List. Give my co-host here multiple choice questions. I got to pick which choice
And guest.
which choice belongs to which category. Today, thought I'd twist it up a little bit. We got
it, dude.
one true and two fake.
Whoa.
That's one truth and a lie.
One of these things.
one
are not
truth
like
and
the
two
other.
lies.
Two lies and one truth.
Oh,
I have.
so I got to tell you the truth?
Let's tell them the. Yeah. All right.
So today's true. I have genres on Spotify.
Ooh.
There are
Oh,
I
that's
like
pretty
this.
good.
something like 1,300 Spotify genres.
Oh, God.
Really?
Yeah, and I have some unusual ones.
Okay. So we got to just tell you which one's the real one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Shoegaze
I guess
trap.
you might have two, unless you get it right. Yeah, and then you get two.
sounds real to me.
Two guesses.
Yeah, right?
All right.
All right. Who should I begin with? How are we going to do this? Are you?
start-
Do you think you got the rules?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Let's
wanna
start with Jeff.
Start with me.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff.
Yeah.
Dude Tronica.
Mm-hmm.
Guy Rock. Bro Step.
I'm into all this.
I know. I love Guy Rock.
So one of those is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Bro Step is the real one.
That's a good call.
He's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's good.
What?
So the other two. Yeah.
What does that entail?
I had no clue.
It's probably just like
Dubstep, but for Chad.
For Chad.
Yeah.
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 dubstep to play COD to.
Yeah.
This is what this is what I mean about it's got to be fun, or else old
right?
people are like, "What step?"
All right, Ian. I got Fallen Angel, Dogmateca, Devil Step.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
I'm calling which one's real.
Yeah.
Man, one more time.
Dogmateca, Fallen Angel, Devil Step.
I think Devil Step's got to be real.
Devil Step I made up. Get another opportunity.
Double down.
Fallen Angel's real.
That is correct.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Taylor, are you ready?
What's that song Bon Jovi writes?
I should have made notes to. I didn't really take enough. See what the genre was like. Listen to a few
it's all good.
samples.
Well, if anything, we can have our listeners.
I think we're listening to Devil Step right now.
Yeah, right.
Taylor, I got mallet, slice, nutrition.
Is slice the genre?
Slice I made up.
Oh.
Mallet?
Mallet is a genre.
Nice.
What do you think mallet?
It's all hammers.
Nutrition sounds like it could be like a real thing. Like you go to LA Fitness and they put on like nutrition
The nutrition genre.
in the yoga
It's like
studio.
Yeah.
like
Bit of
upbeat
that.
indie pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was the former singer of, oh, my God, that one, Faith No More? He released that album that was just all different printers, like computer printers.
Oh yeah.
It was just an entire album of printers. Anyway,
I
you
remember,
just gotta have
I
fun with
remember
it.
hearing a song that was like that.
You had to be there.
Yeah,
The song was called Printer Jam, and it was just samples of like a
Printer jams.
Xerox. Yeah.
That's good.
I love that.
It's audio of your father trying to set up the new printer.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Neil, I have Forbidden Funk, Magic Folk, Unblack Metal.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Forbidden Folk is the genre.
Funk.
Forbidden Funk.
Forbidden Funk is the genre.
Forbidden Funk I made up.
Oh, no, you didn't.
On 130 there's the Forbidden Circle is the name of that circle.
Are you serious?
Yeah, right over there.
Oh.
And that's where I got that.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Huh?
They had
Well, I drive it
on
all the time.
I think about it all the time now.
Wow.
Every circle should be forbidden.
Forbidden.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly.
Just put
I
a
agree.
fucking traffic light there, huh?
For
Yeah.
God's sakes.
Turn right.
What were the other ones?
Magic Folk, Unblack Metal.
Magic Folk genre.
Magic Folk I made up.
No!
Unblack metal, huh?
Unblack Metal. That one I do remember. They said it was like
It's just
I guess
metal.
Satanism is kind of the theme of black metal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not reverse of that. It's like
Oh.
Jesus.
That's cool.
Oh.
Oh, I guess you can't call it white metal.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't really portray
They wouldn't have called
what
it
it's
Jesus
going
metal.
after.
You call it whatever you want.
Interesting.
African American metal.
Here we go. Jeff. Drone folk. Electro sticks. Scanner.
oh, it's got to be electro sticks.
Electro sticks I made up.
Damn it! Did you
What
say
do you mean?
he makes up some good stuff every now and then? I'll tell you what.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was
What
mine.
was the last
genre.
one? Scanner? You said?
Scanner.
No, I don't like that
And
one.
Hardly
drone
knew her.
folk.
I don't like drone folk either. Drone folk. It's genre.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
it.
What?
That's the truth.
It's music you listen to while
It's-
spying on people.
I was gonna say it's made with the drone propellers.
Oh,
Maybe.
sure.
God,
Why
no, didn't
not?
matter.
I imagine like droning like vocals.
Oh.
Like it's just very like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's probably right.
Maybe you should try it out, Ian.
Yeah,
You want to give
Drone
Jerome
folk.
folk a chance?
drone folk.
Never say never. You know.
I mean, Brian Wilson did some wild stuff. So,
Yeah.
Brian Wilson is a crazy person.
yeah.
Ian, are you ready?
Yes.
I have Gunsmoke, Road Warrior, Spy Track.
One more time.
Gunsmoke, Road Warrior, Spy Track.
Road Warrior is a genre.
Road Warrior I made up.
What are the other two options?
Gunsmoke
Thanks for the
and
gas.
Spy Track.
Spy Track is a genre.
That is correct.
Okay.
I believe it's music that sounds like it could be in a spy movie.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So just James Bond
James
ripoff.
Bond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all these things in there.
Kim Possible kind of sound stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. What a flashback.
Impossible.
yeah. Really.
Remember the naked mole?
Yeah,
rat?
I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
about to say she had a naked mole rat.
I also, yeah, and it's not really spy, but I hear like the Powerpuff Girls theme, like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I can get that.
The classic show. Remember the villain Him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How could you forget?
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah,
Mojo
Mojo
Jojo.
Jojo.
I just remember
Jojo.
they had one episode that was like all Beatles references
Yes.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, dude, that was so good.
The Beatles.
And I remember my dad
Beatles.
being like, "Oh, this was a thing. Like they used to always do this on TV. Like they would have episodes of things that they were just like, "Oh, this is all going to be Beatles references."
Elton John was on Dexter's lap once.
Yeah, that was a
Same
great
animator.
episode. Great episode.
Taylor,
Yeah.
you ready?
No,
I have.
I'm not.
He said no. Hold
No.
on.
Okay, I'll wait.
Give him a second.
Okay.
Okay, Taylor. Droppings, Fist Funk, Wrestling.
Ooh. What was the first one?
Droppings.
Droppings is a genre.
Droppings I made up.
Fist funk and what?
Wrestling.
I guess fist funk?
Wrestling is a genre.
Like
What do you mean?
wrestling themes?
I guess,
you mean?
yeah, maybe it is just, I don't know.
Maybe-
Was it just like Hulk Hogan's theme and like Cult of Personality?
Oh.
American.
Yeah, maybe it's just like the wrestling songs.
Yeah, maybe the ones they come out to.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Let's see.
I guess so. What else? I mean,
But I guess they probably have like a ton of playlists that you can just rope that into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I made a playlist that was just like Tony Hawk songs. Like any song that was on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I just took it all and just threw it onto a playlist.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, maybe they're saying like, oh,
yeah.
the Tony Hawk genre, like skateboarding
Sure.
genre.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah.
I hope that these are more like hard genres rather than
Yeah.
just, you know, like a
collections.
playlist that would.
Like when these artists' parents are like, so what do you do? They're like, I don't know.
wrestling
Yeah.
Wrestling.
I'm in a wrestling band. I would just lie and say I worked at like Sears.
It says it's the sound of wrestling stars.
I hate this.
So maybe
Yeah.
grunts and like, you know,
Yeah.
like the big like slaps that they do, like they kick, they stomp on the mats when they're punching somebody. That's what I hope.
God. Nothing like unwinding after a long day and throwing on the fucking ambiance of a wrestling match.
Yeah.
All right, so who are we
What
on?
do you got? What do you got for me, dude?
Okay, I have lowercase, refrigerator, microwave.
Oh, this is a layup.
Easiest one all night.
Why do you always give the easy ones to Neil?
I slide a Bitcoin across the table to Greg here. Thank you, my friend, for giving me the question.
No problem. I will accept your correct answer now, the one that I've given you.
Right. Microwave is the genre.
Microwave I made up.
Okay. I was incapable of reading your lips. What I meant to say was
Refrigerator, lowercase.
lowercase is the genre.
That is correct.
Yes. There you go. Okay.
Well worth the bitcoins.
I was thinking microwave.
It
Microwave
sounds right.
definitely sounds good.
Microwave is just the hustling of feet to hit the stop button before it reaches 0 on the microwave.
Oh my god!
2, 1. Oh, okay, got it.
Before it goes beep.
Shit, my mom's asleep.
Jeff.
Yes?
Are you ready?
Took you a while, huh?
Abstracto. Nondescript punk. Nihil.
Isn't that all punk?
Yeah, right?
Nihilisco.
Oh, I like that.
I like Nihilisco.
Greg definitely made that up, though.
Is that Nihilist Disco?
That's actually amazing.
Yeah.
What could that possibly be?
It's like dance beats, but just like nothing exists.
I was going to say, get down because nothing's real.
Let me hear this one more time.
Nondescript punk. Nihilisco. Abstracto.
Maybe I'll go with Nihilisco. Is that the genre?
That one I made up.
Oh.
See, I knew it.
Were you thinking about nihilist disco
Yeah.
when you made that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Thank you.
What about Abstracto?
What about it?
Is it the genre?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Ah.
Very good. Ian, are you ready?
Yes.
I have Sassy Brass,
Ooh.
Scorecore, Tedious Vibes.
That is sick.
All of those sound real to me.
Yeah, right.
I think Sassy Brass has got to be real.
Sassy Brass I made up.
Oh, what?
man.
are
That's
sassy.
disappointing.
I want that to be real.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the two again?
Scorecore, Tedious Vibes.
Tedious Vibes.
Tedious Vibes I made up.
Those were really good. You should explore that.
Explore those genres.
We'll start the genre tonight.
Yo, maybe we do a Tonks Microphonies collab, dude, down at Gradwell.
Yeah.
Make a Tedious Vibes record.
If I would go with the Sassy Brass. If any,
Okay.
I would add Sassy Brass
That'd be good.
on the Tonks record.
Taylor, are you ready?
No.
Okay. Yes.
I wasn't ready yet.
At your leisure.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. All right.
I have Irish folk synth, Aussie-tronic, Belarus core.
One more time?
Irish folk synth, Aussie-tronic, Belarus core.
But taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Irish.
Think about.
Irish whatever is a genre.
I made that one up.
Shit. What was the last one?
Belarus core.
Is that a genre?
That one I made up. Aussie-tronic, I guess, might just be electronic music made in Australia.
I guess so, yeah.
It's its own subgenre.
Okay.
Boom.
Perth.
Didgeridoo, 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 didgeridoo.
Jesus. All right. Neil, I got kick gospel,
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
fingerstyle,
No.
Hey,
God.
hey now.
plant dub.
Plant dub. Plant dub music genre.
Plant dub I made up.
Oh my god.
It's a bit redundant.
Finger gospel? No, finger style.
Fingerstyle, kick gospel.
Finger style is
Ugh.
the genre.
That is correct.
Ew.
God, that's
Okay.
handsy.
Did I read this one? No, okay. Last one. Toss up. If you guys want
just give it to Ian.
Ian,
Yeah,
Hey.
I
the
had
homie.
Robo Blues, Freakbot, Accidental Trance.
That is amazing.
What?
God bless you if you made that up.
One more time.
Robo Blues, Freakbot, Accidental Trance.
Greg made 2 of these up. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Robo Blues.
Robo Blues I made up.
Oh man.
Accidental Trance.
Accidental Trance I made up. What the Sorry. I hate to do it.
I think now I just pick the ones I like. It's turned into like pick which one of these is a good idea.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for playing.
Great list, Greg.
Thank
Great
you.
list. That was outstanding, buddy.
Nice concept.
That was really good.
Thank you.
I
You're
liked it.
Smart. You're a smart guy.
You're smart. See?
You're smart.
See, you're smart, Greg.
Yeah.
Which one are you most proud that you made up?
Yeah.
I like the, what was the Vibes one?
Tedious vibes.
Tedious
Tedious
Vibes.
Vibes.
That's
Tedious
one of
vibes is
my favorite.
outstanding.
Is that also the one you would think most likely would be a genre, even though you made it up?
Most likely to be a genre.
I could see
like
that
which
being-
one's most likely to be real, but it's not.
Dudetronica.
Dude Tronica. Yeah, that's fair. All right.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Magic folk, maybe?
Magic folk. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Ian.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
Ian,
Yeah.
tell the good people where we can find you.
On my own personal accounts. So yeah, you can. Everything is like Tonks NJ. I think on like
Tonks NJ.
Instagram and Twitter and yeah, and because the release is just happening, you can find like any link to the music like on there. You know,
Yeah.
link in bio kind of deal. So
And that's Tonks, Tonks, right?
yeah,
So Tonks NJ.
Harry Potter reference.
Is that where that? I meant to ask you where that came from.
Not
What is,
Tonka Trunks.
Yeah.
Not Tonka Trucks.
Tonka
No.
Is not a Tonka Trucks guy. What is Tonks?
She is a shapeshifter. She's in Harry Potter. She, yeah,
She's a
I don't know,
badass character, right?
She's an
Yeah.
R, yeah. She's just badass. She goes after Death Eaters. She goes after bad wizards, and she is able to change. Like, if she's like, "Hey, I want my hair to be blue," she can just think it, and it is. She can be like, "I want to have a pig nose." She can think it, and she does. So every time you see her, she's like different. She's like.
Yeah.
Gets kind of like she's like, oh, I was like getting tired of looking like this, so she just keeps these like different looks, which I think is sick.
That's cool, man.
Once you said it was a Harry Potter reference, I for some reason just imagine you playing at like some Harry Potter con.
I would like without even thinking twice about it.
Oh yeah, man.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, big fan.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that music video, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing everybody fall in love with it. Because again, that video is really sick.
Hate it.
I'm very stoked on
Yeah.
that, dude. Thank you so much.
Of course.
You can, of course, find us on YouTube.
You can.
We got our solid gold throwbacks every Thursday. YouTube at Microphone.
Just search up the microphone.
Just look up the
Give it a
microphone.
look.
We
We
come
beat
up.
the Stooges.
We beat the Stooges.
We beat the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
You can thank me later.
You're
Yeah.
welcome, Taylor.
My
I mean, thank
SEO
you.
game is on fleek.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram at the Microphonies. You can find us on Twitter at the Microphonies. Check out our TeePublic link. Jeff, what is that?
tpublic.com/user/microphonies.
That's right. You can get coffee mugs. You can get T-shirts. You can get tote bags. You can get all kinds of stuff with our lovely logo on it.
Did we find out if there's a
There's no fanny packs.
oh shit?
No fanny pack.
Tote bags, though.
Yeah, tote bags. That's the closest we got. It's the tote bags.
I like a tote bag.
There's nothing wrong with a tote bag.
Good tote.
Reusable.
You can
Reusable.
Take them to the
around
grocery
it.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can
do.
use a tote bag literally for anything. They're huge. You can do yeah. And then
put
you-
all the coffee mugs you buy from us into
Yeah.
the tote
Yeah.
bag.
yeah, and
and
then
the
take them to
shirts.
parties.
And then bring them to a Tonks show.
And then bring
Yeah.
it to the Tonk show. That's right. We'll have a
Yeah.
pop-up shop at the Tonk show.
And yeah, and buy a ton of merch.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Crazy amounts that you don't even need.
Yeah, you don't need to pay your landlord this month. Just
No.
buy merch.
Well, yeah, and if they decide they want to, be a stickler about the rent or whatever,
Just give them a shirt.
yeah, give them a shirt.
Oh, cool! A free shirt.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
What, these guys play covers?
Why didn't you say so?
Wow. Sweet.
what's a podcast?
You know, I used to wish I was Axl Rose before the divorce. Anyway, you can find us, on iTunes, Google Play, all that good stuff. Be sure to leave a review.
Great.
And a rating would be ideal. And let us know if we're doing okay, if we should even keep doing.
Just say anything.
Yeah, say anything and
anything.
Just acknowledge me.
we'll read the review on air.
And say hi to Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, leave a review saying hi to Ian. That'd
It
be
can literally
sick.
just be hello, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 stars though.
Yeah. As long as you leave 5 stars, that's all that.
Yeah.
I can-
Do whatever you want.
But yeah. All right. Cool, man. Again, Ian, dude, let's give it up for Ian.
thank you.
Let's give it up for him.
Thanks.
Really looking forward to everything that you got going on, man. Again, it's a great record, and I'm
Thanks.
really proud of you as your friend.
Thank you.
Really
thank
stoked
you.
that you're doing this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Just one more time, tell people where they can find you.
TONK'S NJ. Pretty much.
Like
That's
Instagram,
everything.
Twitter, and
That's-
all that.
Yeah, that's all of it.
Hell yeah, man. For all you Wizard fans.
And for those who aren't fans of Wizards.
And also for people who maybe you're not familiar. Maybe
It's not just for wizards.
maybe you just missed the boat on the Harry Potter franchise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it happens. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Is there anything else you can think of?
Taylor, what's the first thing you can think of?
What's the first thing?
First thing that comes to your head.
Sesame seed bagels or poppy seed bagels?
Oh, sesame
Sesame
seed
seed.
bagels. No,
seed.
No.
poppy seed.
Poppy seed
every
gets
time.
everywhere.
What?
Poppy seed every time.
Oh, sesame seed.
Oh,
infinitely.
sesame seeds get
Yes.
everywhere.
Hold on. All right,
Whoa.
To end this
You,
argument.
you touch a
Whoa.
poppy seed bagel, all those poppy seeds are going everywhere.
Exactly.
He's
Yeah,
right. He's
and
right.
and I'm happy about it. I want those poppy seeds.
What do you mean you want?
I want them
Sesame
all.
seeds
yeah.
taste like oak tree bark.
No, they taste
What are you
delicious.
talking- what are
They
you
Sesame
taste
on?
seeds are
delicious.
weird. On
Wait,
bagels?
hold on.
Yes.
Not into it. Poppy
Get the
seed
fuck
every
outta
day.
here.
Hold on,
Poppy
Taylor.
seed
What were
every
you going
day.
to say?
I was saying sesame seed.
No,
easily.
but you said to end the argument.
Oh, I would want Ian's opinion to end it.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm bad on this.
No pressure.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer.
So I don't even really notice them. I've had
Oh, for God's sake.
I've had both.
Right.
Yeah, right. End the episode.
Guess who's not getting invited back?
Yeah. I've had both. I don't.
Wow.
I like lox and like smoked salmon kind of spreads and stuff. So
Right.
anything with that on it, like I can have plain, I can have poppy seed, I can have anything in it. I don't really notice it. Everything bagels, like it's just I'm like, oh, it's a bagel.
Okay, there's a bomb in this room. The only way to disarm it is to get your opinion. Poppy seed or sesame seed.
And
That's the only way to
it will
disarm
disarm with either.
Or explode.
Yeah.
It's programmed to disarm.
It says 3.
I'm gonna go
2.
poppy seed.
Yes!
This is bullshit.
It's still 3 versus 2.
Poppy pals! That's what I'm talking about.
All right, this
Oh, you
continues
really wanna
next
be
week.
Poppy
That's what I
pals.
mean.
Thank you for listening to the Microphonies. Listen live every Monday on Wild